Hey guys, it's been requested a few times now that I also make a video about the rainbow children, so here it is. The rainbow children are ray, just like the blue rays, the indigos, the crystal children, then energy ray of a certain vibration that's come into existence into the planet to do a certain thing, to change a certain vibration, and to teach us all a few things. But what I'm going to talk about more than anything in this video is the traits of the rainbow children, because a lot of them were born in the 2000 and after. So, they're quite young, so quite likely it may be younger adults or even their parents watching this. So the traits are quite a important part of recognizing and identifying rainbow children to be able to work out how to best care for them, or to care for yourself if you are one. They're quite new to the three-dimensional vibration, and sometimes they find it a little bit harsh and a little bit overstimulating, so they can be very, very active and a little bit hypo sometimes if they get overstimulated. So it's quite important that they have somewhere quiet where they can chill out. They respond quite well to soothing, calming colors like blues and the lighter violets and things like that. So yeah, color really works for them. So generally their traits are they're compassionate, very caring. They really care if one of their friends or a family member is upset or hurt or something like that. You'll see it in their eyes and see it in their mannerisms. There's a real sense of really feeling for them and really caring. So that's a really beautiful quality. Number two is that they don't care that much about possessions, material things. Like as children, they'll quite often just give their toys away to people and things like that, or they might give their lunch away, or it just doesn't matter that much, that sort of thing to them. They like bringing joy to people, so they'll just give things away because they're generally not that attached to stuff. They're also very forgiving. Very quickly forgive. That yes, they can get angry, they can get cross, and they'll say so quite bluntly and quite firmly when they are, but they don't hold grudges. It's all over and they're carrying on and life goes on and they're forgiven. So that's a really good quality that the rainbow children have. But they are very strong-willed when it matters to them, when it's something important, like if it's fair or unfair, those things will really get them digging their heels in. Or if it's something they feel really strongly about that should be a certain way, they can get a little bit single-minded. So they do have a strong will where it counts, so they can do well in life by being so focused on whatever they're wanting to do. They're often a little bit telepathic. Like they often pick up on other people's thoughts without realizing it when they're young. Like they might walk up to you and go, "Oh, did you think that man was funny, Mum?" Or something like that. And you're going, "Hang on, how did you know that?" Or they just all of a sudden pop up with something that you've thought and they know. And as children, they're fairly unaware of that. That's not the norm, and sometimes they can be a little bit later to talk because they actually pick up so much information without talking. They often have very knowing and quite large eyes, not freakishly large, but there's a real significance to their eyes that you'll notice when you look at them, that their eyes are quite, they've got, make an impact. That's the best way to put it. Also very intuitive, much like the blue rays, the indigos, the crystal children. The rainbow children are also very intuitive because they're still in connection with that part of themselves and with their higher selves. They've actually come here to connect us to our higher selves more strongly, to help us to live through that truth. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. And they love helping. if there's something that needs to be done or somebody who needs to be looked after. You'll even get a little child, you know, if daddy's sick, the little child will want to do something to help daddy. You might want to read him a story or something, you know. They just come up with wanting to be there for people and help them. Another unique thing is they have a very balanced female and male energy. They have intuition, but they also know how to act on it, how to make things happen rather than just purely feel and know things. They actually know how to go out in the world and do something with all that. And they may not always fit into the traditional roles either as they grow up. Like girls won't necessarily want to have the traditional girl jobs, and boys maybe not the traditional boy jobs. So let them experiment, because yeah, what girls are meant to do and boys are meant to do doesn't mean anything to them. And they love colours. They just love colours, so let them have colourful clothes and colourful paints, and let them play with colour. It makes them feel good because energetically they are all the colours of the rainbow, so they love having that energy around them of all the different colours, and it makes them feel really good. So yeah, rainbow coloured things are really, really good for them. Maybe even like a rainbow coloured bedspread or something would actually be really a nice thing for rainbow child to have. And another one is they generally don't choose to be born into really dysfunctional families. I'm not saying they only pick perfect families, because there's no such thing, but you know, whereas some of the earlier rays like the blue rays and some of the indigos kind of picked quite dysfunctional families quite often in order to transmute energies and things like that from the generations that came before. The rainbow children don't. They don't feel the need to do that, and they actually come in with fairly balanced families generally, or families that can at least get their act together and sort things out. So yeah, they usually have a fairly good start in life because they have loving families and people who care about them around them. So as children and as adults, they require somewhere peaceful and quiet to unwind and relax, because they can get overstimulated and then they become hyperactive. So just a nice quiet space, a beanbag somewhere where they can sit and relax and look at books or whatever, or listen to some quiet music. Just a little bit of a sanctuary for them is really, really good. It allows them to rebalance themselves, or they might start sort of acting out if they're too too hyped up. And they can be quite stubborn, which is a fun thing, because it's not nasty or negative, but if they think something is important and you try to ignore it, they're not going to let you ignore it. They're going to keep at you until you look at it and you deal with it and talk with them, and they're not just going to go away quietly and back off. They want to make their point known. So you will have your hands full with one of these, but they're really beautiful, gentle, kind, and very, very loving beings. So if you're a young adult who's a rainbow child, make sure you have somewhere quiet. You know, life can be quite hectic, especially if you're at uni or studying or flatting, or make sure you have a room or space or somewhere that you can get away and just relax. And also with studying, give yourself some breaks, because otherwise your mind will go into a little bit of a hyperactive loop. And yeah, make sure that whatever you choose to do in life work-wise makes you feel good. And rainbow children make excellent carers, nurses, doctors, healthcare people, but also in the holistic fields. I don't see them as being particularly good around pharmaceuticals because they don't respond to them that well themselves, but more sort of like maybe chiropractic, something like that, that doesn't use things like that. And also very good at design, interior design, harmonious spaces, harmonious music. They're very good at creating those kind of creative projects. That's really, really good for them. And also mediating. They're really, really good at mediating because they can quite quickly stop two people from arguing and get the message sorted. So there's another really good quality there. and just beauty and color. If you do something that involves those elements, that's very, very good, and just very good at working with people because of that phenomenal intuition, and that little bit of telepathy allows rainbow children to kind of really tune into a person and find out what's going wrong if the person's having problems and things like that. So yeah, they would make excellent psychologists. So you've got a lot of options if you are a rainbow child, and if you have one, you've got a unique little being. Treasure them and have a lot of fun with them. They're really quite wonderful. So it'll be interesting because the rainbow children are actually still being born now. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the next ray will be. So after the rainbows, because that's kind of all the rays are brought into one. Are there more? Who knows? Okay, so if you've got any questions about rainbow children, are one, have feelings about this, post in the comments below. Yeah, and yeah, let me know what you think and how you feel as a rainbow child or as a parent or caregiver of one. So lots of love, and I'll see you all in my next video. Please, yeah, like and subscribe. It helps to get my videos seen on YouTube. It means that they're shown in the search results, so that would be absolutely awesome, and thank you.